one of the first things that I like to explore is what kind of book am I going to write. Now, you may not know, and that this is something that will evolve over time. But really, it's looking at what you want to share and really having a purpose for it. So what kind of purpose is this? A memoir, memoir personal story, memoir how-to? Are you writing it to heal? Is it something very specifically for the family? Or is it something that I call the little book of love? So a memoir is often confused with autobiography. So an autobiography starts when you're born up until wherever you find yourself in life now. But a memoir is how you remember an aspect of your life, and it's very personal to you, but it's a slice of life, not your whole life. And it's really from your perspective, your truth. Now, you might write your memoir as a legacy for your family. You might want to tell a story around some kind of historical event. You might want to compare the way that someone in your family lived many years ago to perhaps how you're living your life now. But it is this slice of life, and there's many ways to tell the slice of life. So the personal story is about really sharing a part of your life where there's been some growth, some transformation, some personal change that you've been through. And I like to think that we write these personal stories not only for ourselves, but to inspire other people to do something with their lives. So the personal story is often around some kind of central point. So that might be some kind of emotion like self-love or confidence, self-worth. It might have been an adventure that you've gone on and something that you've learned from that adventure. It might be as a way to heal and to help other people heal. And it might be as part of a self-help book, where you then also share not only the story, but some kind of process for people to follow. It might be a memoir where you've got involved with something and you want to create some kind of social change. And if you're writing this for your business, it will very much map into the core message of your business and your personal brand. So the how-to memoir, as I say, there's many different ways to write it. The how-to memoir is very clearly part story and part how-to. Now, I know some people that write each chapter that's a little bit of story and then a little bit of maybe science and some fact and some how-to, maybe some of the case studies. And some people who write the first part of the book as story and the second part of the book as this how-to. But that will come clearer to you when you know what the purpose of your memoir is. And of course, you could be writing it just for you, and none of this matters. Now, the healing memoir is about healing. So you write it, and it may be something that you never, ever publish. You may write it because there's some part of you that needs to go through the process of writing the story to get it out. Now, we know that the body and the soul and the mind, they know how to heal. But actually, when you write a healing book, you're assisting that process. You're getting into a very, very deep part of you. It's highly transformational. It'll expand who you are. You'll get to know you better. And it is a quite delightful process. You may end up, getting a little upset, in which case I do suggest that you talk to a counsellor or a coach. Now, what I often find with healing memoirs is people will write them and then put them away, and then many years later they will bring them back out and turn them into memoir stroke how-to, and then start to build their business and their brand around it. But of course, you may never do that. Now, family stories are, again, it's around the family, something that's happened in the family, but you are at the centre of the story, and it's about documenting lives. You might make it something that's historical. You may pick on an aspect of a certain, let's say you're female, and a certain aspect that has kind of transcended generations. And so you might compare and contrast something that's going on in your life to something that's happened across many, many generations. And the key thing here is, if you're writing about the family, it's biography. If you're writing about the family but you are the central point, it is memoir. And the Little Book of Love is really all about you and your relationship with somebody else, whether that's a mother, father, sister, brother, a partner. And you might include quotes and poems and photos and all kinds of really lovely things. So again, it kind of centres around you, but it's about you expressing your love for somebody else. And that is also a memoir, because you're sharing an aspect of your life. So we need to sit down and think about, what kind of book do we want to write? What is the purpose of it? Now, you don't have to choose that right now, but it's certainly something to think about. And as you go through the chapters of this course, I think it will get clearer and clearer to you. And if you change your mind, that's perfectly okay as well.